Stop before you watch another second. Face this. You are not stuck because you lack knowledge. You are stuck because you keep negotiating with your own mind. You know your list, the workout, the work, the skill, the uncomfortable task that would change your year. Yet you lie there and wait for a feeling. You stare at the ceiling, you reach for the phone, you whisper 5 minutes, and you call that a plan. Then the minutes multiply, and the day disappears without a fight. That is the real danger, not failure, but delay that feels safe. Your potential does not collapse in a dramatic moment. It drains through small hesitations until you can no longer respect yourself. In this video, we are not chasing motivation. We are installing an override, a simple, brutal method that cuts the negotiation and forces movement before your excuses wake up. Now picture the model man. From the outside, he looks disciplined. He talks about goals. He reads the right ideas, and he sounds serious. But in the private hours, comfort controls him. He keeps tiny exits everywhere, endless scrolling, background noise, easy pleasure, harmless little delays that steal his edge. He is not destroyed in public, he is sedated in silence. His turning point is not a speech, it is a diagnosis. He realizes his brain is a survival machine trained for comfort, so it treats effort like threat and distraction like relief. The moment he sees that, he stops calling himself lazy and starts training the system instead. If that description stings, stay with me. By the end, you will have a clear sequence you can execute today, quietly, without hype, and without needing to feel ready first. Your day is built around instant comfort, and your brain has learned the wrong lesson. Reward can arrive without effort. When food appears with a tap, entertainment starts in one click, and attention is constantly fed, the mind rewires its expectations. Then a real task shows up, training, studying, building something, and it feels strangely heavy. That heaviness is not a flaw in your character. It is a predictable alarm response. So you escape in familiar ways. You scroll to numb the first discomfort. You keep noise playing so you never feel silence. You stay busy with small safe tasks that look productive but avoid the main one. And you repeat the bedtime loop until tomorrow becomes a habit. Resistance is not you being weak. It is your system trying to protect energy, even when protection is ruining your life. Here is what this loop costs you and why it feels so personal. Each time you delay a hard thing you know you should do, you train yourself to distrust your own word. Self-respect drops first because you watch yourself choose comfort over command. Then confidence collapses because confidence is not a mood, it is proof repeated. Relationships weaken too. You become more reactive, more hungry for approval, more irritated by people who move with discipline, and less present with the people you claim to care about. Ambition turns into a quiet embarrassment, something you mention softly and then change the subject. So ask yourself one clean question, with no drama and no excuses. How many times did you promise yourself, then betray yourself this week? If the answer hurts, good. That pain is the mirror and it is telling you the truth. Name the enemy without romance. Comfort addiction, powered by cheap dopamine. It is not a harmless habit. It is a pacifier you reach for the moment reality asks for effort. It hijacks your attention before you even notice. Then it whispers a simple command. Avoid discomfort. So the phone becomes a reflex, noise becomes a shield, and every hard task starts to feel like a threat. That feeling is not a message about the task. It is a withdrawal signal. Your brain learned to chase quick reward, so anything that demands focus, patience, or uncertainty feels unsafe. And this is the philosophical trap. Comfort is not neutral. It does not keep you the same. It slowly reduces your capacity to endure, like a muscle that atrophies when it is never challenged. The longer you obey the pacifier, the more fragile you become, and the more fragile you become, the more you need the pacifier. That loop is the cage. Now the roadmap. This video is not advice you forget tomorrow. It is a system you can execute today. I call it the override method because it is built to override the negotiation phase, not inspire you inside it. It runs on a few simple axes, each with one job. Make action automatic. First, restore baseline. Starve cheap pleasure so effort can feel rewarding again. Second, kill the gap. The moment a necessary action appears, you move within 3 seconds before excuses assemble. Third, reframe friction. Treat resistance as proof of growth, not a reason to stop. Fourth, operator identity. You split into commander and soldier, where the plan is set once and executed without debate. Fifth, environment conditioning. You use cues, totems, and a consistent setup to switch your brain into work mode on command. We will walk through each axis, then fuse them into one loop you repeat until discipline becomes your default setting. Lower the water level. That is the first move, because your brain cannot crave hard things while it is full of cheap pleasure. Think of a man who eats cake every day. Offer him a raw apple, and he will call it tasteless, not because the apple is weak, but because his senses are spoiled. Your attention works the same way. When you feed it endless stimulation, normal life feels flat, and effort feels like punishment. This is not a character flaw. It is conditioning. Your brain learns what to chase, and it chases what you repeat. So if you want to love the grind, you must first reduce the noise that has been drugging your nervous system. Comfort has trained you to expect reward with zero cost, and that training makes real work feel offensive. Restore the baseline, and the polarity flips. Focus starts to feel satisfying again, and boredom becomes fuel instead of pain. Here is what restoring baseline looks like in real life. You walk with constant audio, you eat while watching, and you fall asleep after a long scroll, so your brain never touches boredom long enough to wake up. Then you wonder why work feels unbearable. Start by creating silent pockets on purpose. One walk with no music, one meal with no screen, and the last minutes before sleep with no feed. This is not a weekend stunt. It is a daily boundary. Next, remove background dopamine before you demand big performance. Do not try to write for hours while your day is still stuffed with noise. First, lower the stimulation, then the hard task becomes possible. And when boredom appears, do not panic and numb it. Treat it as a signal to build, to read, to train, to clean one mess you have been avoiding. Silence is not emptiness, it is authority. When you choose it, you prove you are not owned by the pacifier. Ambush the brain. This is where most lives collapse, not in failure, but in hesitation. You get the thought. Train, write, build, call, study. Then you pause. That pause is the kill zone. The moment you stay still, your mind starts negotiating, and negotiation is where the dream dies. It will sound reasonable, even intelligent. It will mention weather, fatigue, timing, tomorrow, and it will wrap laziness in logic because you are smart enough to believe a smart excuse. So the rule is not motivation, and it is not willpower. The rule is movement. The second, a necessary action enters your mind. You have 3 seconds to move your body toward it. Not 3 minutes, 3 seconds. If you wait, your excuses deploy. If you move fast enough, you act before fear can assemble its story. Make it concrete. You think about the gym. 3, 2, 1. You stand up. You put your shoes on. You touch the door handle. You think about writing. 3, 2, 1. You sit at the desk, open the laptop, and open the document. You think about a business task. 3, 2, 1. You open the notes, start the first message, or pull the file you must touch. The point is not to finish everything in 3 seconds. The point is to break the freeze. Predefine the first action for each habit as one physical move, so there is no confusion. Use the countdown as the trigger, then move immediately, even if you feel resistance. And change your language. Delete "I should." Replace it with "now." "I should train" invites debate. Now is an order. This is applied thinking, a simple protocol that beats emotion by refusing to negotiate with it. Friction equals the rep. When you lift a weight and your muscles burn, you do not treat it as danger. You treat it as proof that something is changing. Mental work is the same. The moment you sit down to do the hard thing, your brain produces resistance, restlessness, doubt, a tight feeling in the chest, a sudden urge to escape. Most people read that signal as a warning, so they stop. But the Stoics trained the opposite reflex. Endure the discomfort without drama, because endurance is the doorway to strength. Jung would call this integration. You make the feared feeling familiar by meeting it on purpose. So when friction shows up, do not ask how to remove it. Use it as confirmation. If it is hard, it is working. The task is not supposed to feel smooth at first. Smooth is what comfort trained you to seek. Friction is what growth requires. Now apply it in a real moment. You sit down to focus, and within seconds, your hand wants the phone. Your mind gets foggy, the page looks boring, and the simplest escape feels urgent. That is not proof you should quit. That is the exact point where the training begins. Label it clearly. This is the rep. This is the moment my old system is fighting to stay alive. Then do short-timed exposure. Set a timer for 10 to 15 minutes and stay with the task without relief. No checking, no switching, no reward. Your only goal is to remain present while the discomfort rises and falls. Finally, track reps, not outcomes. Write down how many times you stayed through friction today, because you are training the ability to stay. Results come later. First, you build the nervous system that can hold pressure without running. Commander and soldier. That is the identity shift, because identity beats habits every time. If you keep calling yourself a lazy person trying to be disciplined, you will act like that label, even when you hate it. Your brain defends the story you repeat. So we replace the story with a role. You are an operator, a builder, an executor. The commander in you decides what is required, once, with a clear head. The soldier in you executes it, without debate. This is cold professionalism, not emotion. You do not need to feel ready. You do not need to like it. What is required matters more than what you feel. When you live by that rule, you stop asking for permission from your moods. You stop bargaining with fatigue. Each clean execution is a vote for your new identity, and self-respect returns as proof. You become reliable, and reliability is the root of quiet authority. Now you condition that identity into your environment so it turns on automatically. Elite performance is rarely a personality trait. It is a setup. Use a work uniform. The same headphones, the same hoodie, the same desk layout. When the uniform goes on, you are not a person browsing and thinking. You are the machine executing one order. Start the night before. The commander writes one clear instruction for the next morning, one task that matters, stated in simple language. In the morning, the soldier does not negotiate. No checking, no warming up with scrolling, no waiting for energy. You put on the uniform, you sit in the same place, and you begin the same start ritual, even if it is only opening the document or setting the timer. These cues remove choice. They shrink the decision into a routine, and routine protects you from your weakest hour. All of these axes are not separate tricks. They form one machine you can run daily. Trigger, override, action, reward. The trigger is the moment a hard task appears and your body wants to escape. The override is the move you execute before the mind starts bargaining. Action is the first physical step that breaks the freeze and carries you into the work. Reward is not another hit of scrolling. It is the calm satisfaction that arrives after you finish a difficult rep and prove you can hold pressure. Restore baseline first so effort becomes appetizing again. Then kill the gap with 3 seconds of movement so motion starts before excuses wake up. Reframe friction so discomfort becomes proof, not danger. Finally, live as an operator so execution is a role, not a mood. This is not inspiration, it is conditioning, repeated until your brain connects hard work to peace. Now the rule that keeps this real: do not try to install everything at once. Choose one axis and live it for 7 days. If you are overstimulated, start with restoring baseline and guard your silence. If you freeze at the starting line, train the 3-second override until movement becomes automatic. If you quit when it gets heavy, practice friction reps and stay for 10 minutes longer than you want. If your emotions run your schedule, build the commander and soldier split and obey it. Then adjust the system to your life instead of copying someone else. Your work hours, your energy cycles, your home, and your responsibilities all matter. Make the method fit your environment so it survives Monday, not just Sunday. One clear rule, repeated in your real day, will beat 10 rules you never execute. So decide what you want, a method or excuses. After the change, you become quieter. Not because you have nothing to say, but because you no longer need noise to feel real. You walk with a heavier presence. You do not rush to explain yourself. You execute faster because you do not waste energy on inner debates. You make fewer promises Because you learned that promises are cheap and proof is expensive. You wake up and you move, even when you do not feel like it. Self-control shows up as the death of the pacifier reflex. Boredom does not bully you into distraction. Applied thinking shows up as systems, not moods. You run a plan, not a feeling. Psychological intelligence shows up as early detection. You see your own tricks before they grow into excuses. Silent authority shows up in the simplest way. You do not announce change, you demonstrate it. People feel it because your life has edges again, and your words match your actions. Now comes the mirror, and you do not get to look away. You do not need more motivation, you need more truth. Ask yourself with a steady voice, what is your pacifier? What do you reach for the moment boredom appears? What story do you tell to make delay sound reasonable? Who are you becoming every time you postpone the hard thing you respect? If your life is potential, where is the proof? Not the intention, not the plan, not the talk, the proof. Do not answer like a lawyer defending yourself. Answer like a judge reading evidence. Look at your last week. Look at what you repeated. Whatever you repeat is your real belief. If you keep choosing comfort, you are not confused, you are trained. And the training can be reversed, but only after you admit what has been controlling you. Let that honesty sting, because that sting is cheaper than another year of delay. Before you leave, make this moment cost you something. If this video exposed you, don't treat it like background noise. Hit the like button as a clear signal. I choose execution over consumption. Then subscribe, because discipline is not a single burst, it is repetition, and you need the next reminder to find you again tomorrow. K-On! Is built for men who are done negotiating with their own weakness. If you are still here at this exact second, you are not the average viewer, and I am speaking to you. Now prove it in one sentence. In the comments, pick one axis you will run this week. Baseline, kill switch, friction, or operator, and name the one situation it will fix. And if you want the deeper layer, tap join and enter the K-On! Community. Inside, we do structured challenges, clear systems, and accountability that turns theory into proof. No hype, no excuses, just controlled pressure until your habits become your identity. Now the video ends and the silence returns. This is the dangerous moment because your brain will try to wash away everything you felt by feeding you the next hit. Do not let it steal the only thing that matters. Choose one hard thing you have been avoiding, one page, one call, one workout, one task, and move within 3 seconds. Say it out loud. 3, 2, 1. Stand up. Touch the first step before the excuses form a sentence. If you delay, you are not resting. You are training the cage. You are teaching your nervous system that comfort can veto your command. But if you move, even with fear in your chest, you rewrite the rule. Action first, emotion second. You don't need more knowledge. You need evidence. Knowledge is potential. Execution is power. When the screen goes black, don't make a plan. Make a move.